A very pleasant Tuesday morning to you. Welcome once again to Untengle on the Bridge 99 FM. A very special morning to you, Richie B. And the Up and Go crew. You have yourselves a wonderful day. Happy belated birthday greetings to Audley, who had a birthday on Friday. Happy belated. And a very pleasant morning to all our listeners. Thanks for joining us on the Bridge 99 FM. And always, we have to say a big thank you to Untengle Team Untengle Mornings. So, it is now time for us to meet Gashwayne and Gashwayne, and he is going to be zoomed in a few. Is he there? Good morning, Gashwayne.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm fine. I'm fine.
Wonderful. Looking to see your face. I don't see your face yet, but I want to identify who I am speaking to since I can. All right. So welcome to there you go. All right. Welcome to the Bridge 99 FM and welcome to Untengle on the Bridge.
Okay.
Okay, so you are a digital illustrator and animator. I'm going to ask you what that means in terms of the job that you do. But before you go there, tell us a little bit about yourself, Gashwayne, from before you even became a digital illustrator. Early days.
All right. So as you said, my name is Gashwayne Hudson. I'm 33 years old. I've been Jamaican, born and grow here, and been an artist slash somebody who draws a lot for a long time. I've, I guess people always say ever since I was born, but it's really as young as I can remember, I've been drawing. I've been very interested in comic book and animation, cartoons. I like a lot of other kids, but for me, I guess I took it a bit differently, took it more seriously, something that I really love to do.
Right. Because most kids kind of doodle, but then you know doodling different from something coming from your soul.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Ever since primary school, I wanted to become I wanted to become three things: artist, an inventor, and a mathematician.
Wow.
And
In that
eventually the
order?
mathematician. It kind of bunks around, but everything kind of eventually the mathematician kind of dropped, then the inventor kind of dropped, and then I went into the artist more. Then the more you go into it, you learn there's different types of artists, So that gets to where you were saying what is a digital illustrator. So in the whole basket of artists, there's different types of artists, people that do paintings, sculptures, illustration. And illustration is like the traditional pencil and paper, ink, and so on, paint. But because of technology, we're able to do that digitally. There's a lot of programs that convert the physical paintbrush and put it into like a digital form. So it tries to replicate what a paintbrush would do or what a pencil would do. So I'd use a tablet to use that technology to draw on the computer.
All right.
I mean, I do it off the computer as well.
What you described a while ago sounds almost as though it's the app that's doing the drawing. And if that is so, can anybody just get the app and digitally draw?
It takes a lot of practice, just like everything else, That's like somebody saying it sounds like a car that's doing the driving, since the car has all the wheels and the steering. But the person behind it has to know what they're doing, right?
I got you.
So it's just a tool, just like any other tool, and you have to kind of know what you're doing.
I got you. And it certainly, it takes art to a different level because a lot is happening digitally. But I know you outlined all different kind of artists, but there's still a place for the others. But would you say that digital animation is the way forward?
I think like some people would think that way, but really and truly, the more you go into digital things, it's the more the traditional things kind of shine through. So even though there's a lot of digital animation now, what you realize is that a lot of people are going back to traditional ways because there's just something to it that you can't get digitally. As much as they try to replicate it digitally, there's just some things that you're not gonna really get digitally, that you get when you do it traditionally. So I wouldn't say it's taking over, but people are really finding like the unique things in each area.
I got you. As a novice,
Mhm.
as someone who doesn't know as much as you do, I will be excited when I see digital animation, and the excitement only lasts for a while, and that's my experience of digital animation. It's wonderful, but it only lasts for a while. The thrill only lasts for a while. You kind of want to see where really are going in a real life. Do you find that
Mhm.
that is a general experience for most people?
I think it really depends on what you like, because with animation, you're able to push boundaries that you can't do in real life or live action shows. There's stuff that you can do, like angles you can draw people from. You can do things with the camera that you can't do in real life. So and also you get to express, um, or tell stories from very creative and different ways,
Right,
um, versus doing watching a movie. So
right.
it's really like, for digital animation, your storytelling capabilities is really dependent on your imagination.
Yes.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's really just anything. If you can imagine it, it can be done.
Right. And we see this played
Yeah.
out in cartoons, especially some of the
Mhm.
cartoons that we've grown accustomed to seeing or watching.
Mhm.
Looking at some of these cartoons that we've got accustomed to seeing and watching, would you say that the process is more intense because of the movement of and the 3D and all of that? Would you say the
Mm.
creativity is more intense? Would you?
Um, Intense in what way? I mean, while there's a lot more um, challenging um, visuals,
Yeah.
there's also the technology behind it that's always keeping up. So,
When I say challenging, I mean okay. Let us say a man is running and somebody is running him
mhm,
down. If you drew
mhm,
that, you wouldn't need
mhm,
to show so much expression. You wouldn't need to show as much mood. All of that comes out in an animated movie or in
mhm,
animation rather than in a still form. So it seems to me
mhm,
that whoever is behind the animation
mhm,
really has to understand even more than art, but
mhm.
emotions and that kind of thing.
Yeah, I think doing animation is one of the most difficult jobs um, ever. It's very underrated, to be honest, because as an animator, you have to basically know physics, chemistry, psychology. You have to study the world, you have to study people. And when you don't get it right, it's very obvious.
Right,
But when
exactly.
but the problem is when you do get it right, nobody notice, because it's so well done, it's natural, and nobody realizes the amount of work it took to get something that's literally still to be so natural that you don't even notice it.
Yeah, very well said because that's so very true. Okay, so you went to
Mhm.
the, Edna Manley College, and what did you do there?
So I started to study the course of visual, what call it, Bachelor's of Fine Arts. Yeah, I didn't finish due to money issues, but the course at Edna, they start you off by doing um, a lot of other art related skills. So you get to do illustration, you get to do life drawing, sculpting, ceramics, and all of that. And as you progress throughout the years, you kind of slowly narrow it down to the the skill that you're the most proficient in. And then for your final year, you would use all that you've learned to create one final show. But yeah, didn't get to that part.
Did you find a skill that you're most proficient in, and what would that be?
Yeah, and that would definitely be the illustration aspect of it, because I wanted to do a comic for my final year. Um, and eventually, because I really wanted to do that comic, I still pursued that after that time, and still managed to get that comic done. So it's always, as I said, from primary school up, I kind of knew what I wanted to do. and I kept doing it until now,
Right. Okay, I'm reading here that it says that despite the setback, I continued to pursue art on my own, which led to several creative freelance projects. In 2019, I won several awards at the Kingston International Animation Conference, including first place for Best Storyboard and second place for Best Pitch Concept. My question to you would be this: although you did not finish the course at Edamale College, and you've gone on to do things on your own, does it give you the recognition that you require?
I mean, recognition is, I guess it depends on how you look at it, but in this world, it's getting recognition is very difficult. You have to like know a lot of people. You have to be very, very good because everybody else is also competing for recognition.
Right.
So it's really just a journey to just try and get more out there or get more recognition.
Right.
Because if you have an Instagram page and you have 10 people, that's recognition. But you may want 100, and that's recognition. You maybe want 1,000. So it really depends on like what like what type of recognition you want, what you want it for. Like, do I want it for just art? Do I want it for comics? Do I want it for animation? You know.
Right. I
So
got
yeah.
you. Okay, I
Mhm.
got you. So fine. So videos, music videos in particular, I'm noticing that a lot of producers are going the animation route. Who are some of the people who require your services?
Um, well, yeah, as you said, like a lot of artists and producers and directors, they want to see some kind of animated element in their music videos because everybody wants to be on the cutting edge of what's the most entertaining thing that you've seen, and animation, especially 2D animation, gives a kind of flair because not everybody can really, like, for one, afford it because it costs a lot, and two, not everybody can really do it really well, that well enough for you to stand out. So even some of the very bigger artists, international artists, you'll see that they'll use animated content in some of them, in some of their videos, even come sometimes fully animated videos.
Right. I've noticed that, and one of the things that I always wonder is the artist, is an artist like yourself only responsible for the movement of the animation, or do you also control the narrative?
Well, again, it goes back to like the different types of artists. So within animation, again, that's another basket. And within that basket, you have storyboarders, you have the animators, you have like the video effects people, and so on, right? So then you have the person who writes the story. And it depends. Sometimes the storyboarder, which is somebody who draws like tiny thumbnails of what the story should be, versus a writer who literally write words about what the story should be. Sometimes they're interchangeable. So I do storyboarding as well. So
Okay.
sometimes I'll do those with tiny box drawings and say this is what should happen visually. You know, for my book personally, I wrote it and then storyboarded it. So I played both roles in that aspect. But yeah, they can be, depends on like the production that really determines who tells the story.
Right. I've been noticing, like, for example, on YouTube, there are advertisements that suggest that if you are a influencer and you don't want to actually show your face, you can doodle, you can use animation. And I always thought it very strange, wondering who would actually want that. But then the other day I saw a commercial from this lady, and every time she comes up in real life, I'm like, oh, not
Mhm.
again. But then she starts coming up now in animated
In
form,
a
and I'm
cartoon
like,
form.
yeah. So I kind of getting it. Explain it from your perspective to me.
All right, so I think what's happening to you is more of on a psychological basis,
Okay.
where when you see a person's face, it's very realistic, versus when you see a cartoon's face, it's very simplified. So from a psychological perspective, people are more we call it relate or they relate to more simplistic drawings better. So in other words, if you see like a smiley, like the emoji, smiley
Right.
emoji,
Right.
that could represent anybody. It just represents a smile. It could be your smile, it could be my smile. So you're more relatable. You can relate to it more.
I hear
So
you.
that person being in a more cartoon form is more simplified and more appealing, and you
Right.
can relate to that more.
I got you.
So that's like the psychology behind it.
Thanks for explaining that because I often wondered because the cartoon look just like her. So it's not
Mm-hmm,
like they're creating somebody totally different.
mm-hmm,
Everything looks
mm-hmm,
just like her. But you're right.
mm-hmm,
I'm going to look at it again with a different eye. So
mm-hmm,
finally, now, for someone who wants to become a digital illustrator and or an animator, what
mm-hmm.
are some of the suggestions that you will give to them? Anyone listening now who wants to become part of this field?
All right. With every I guess field, it starts from the basic. You can't be a digital illustrator if you can't draw, like on pens with pencil and paper. It wouldn't make sense because I still use pencil and paper. It's just the basic tools for doing art. If you can do it on paper, you can do it digitally. Now, digitally, you just need the tool. You know, you need like a Wacom a drawing tablet, which is called a drawing tablet. Some people use like an iPad with a stylus or maybe a Samsung tablet with a stylus. That's just the digital part of it. But if you can't do it on paper, you're going to struggle to do it digitally as well because the tools or the digital programs, they're just trying to replicate the pencil and the brush and so on.
So
So if
you
you
still have
can't
to
use
know how
that
to
in real
move
life,
it. You still
yeah,
have to know how to move the pencil and the
yeah.
brush. Yeah, I
Yeah,
got you.
yeah. And you
Okay.
need to learn know certain principles as well.
I got you. Well, thank you so very much, and thanks for talking to us. And where would
Mhm.
you say you are now in terms of being that digital illustrator, even though you didn't get a chance to finish up? Do you think you're well on your way to achieving the level that you want to?
I mean, I guess it's a matter of like where what you think about life and what your opinion of success is.
What is your opinion
And
of
for me,
success?
I mean, for me, it's just to live a decent life, you know, a comfortable life. I'm not trying to be rich or billionaire or millionaire. Just to do the craft, live a comfortable life. And that comfortable life could be just, you know, owning things that make you more free to do what you want,
Okay,
you
I
know.
understand what you're saying, but don't get me wrong. Don't get it twisted. I'm not trying to ask you how much money you're making. I am trying to
So we
ask
know
you how
one.
satisfied have you been, even though you have these challenges, and how do you measure success the way you measure it?
Um, all right, so in that regard, for me, success is like a thing that come and goes. So like if you finish a project, like I finished the book, and I would say that I was successful. But then I'll have another project that I'll try to aim for to be successful in that one as well.
Got you. So
So
you're
it's like something that really come and goes.
so you're actually as good as your last project.
Yeah,
I got you.
basically.
Okay. Well, thank you so very much. It sounds exciting for those people who are creative, for those people who are artistic,
Hmm.
and for those people
Hmm.
who just want to do something different. If I could draw, I would really want to be who you are. But unfortunately, I can't. So, good for you and continue to do what you do.
Thank you.
And nice talking to
Thank you.
you.
Hey man, same here. Thank you.
All right, so that's Gashwayne Hudson, a digital illustrator and animator. And for those who didn't have a clue what that is, certainly hope that opened your eyes a bit. And for those who have always been interested, we certainly hope that gives you more clarity, and you have now made a choice if this is what you want to do. We're going to take a break. We soon come. Oh, there's Amy.
Kingston, you hear me?
Good afternoon, Amy.
Good evening.
Oh, where are you? Okay. So, ready number again.
Blessings, Amy. How you doing?
I'm great and thank you for having me here.
It's a pleasure to have you here. You know, Mama Kelly, can I tell you how I came across this young lady? I was just scrolling through Instagram, and I forgot, I clicked on some hashtag and it brought me to her music. And the first song I heard from her was this one, Purpose. And that's before I actually discovered the second song, which is Champion. But that's the very first time I came across her music. And, you know, what she was saying in her music, it really and truly grabbed me. I started gravitating to what I was hearing. Amy, welcome to the program. You're streaming live into the New York in the tri-state area and also into Jamaica on the Bridge 99 FM. Tell us about yourself, Amy. Tell us where you were born, what school you went to. Tell us about family.
Nice. So I was born in San Fernando General Hospital, which is not far from Superior. And I grew up in Superior for most of my life. I'm still living in Superior. I started music when I was. I had the gift of singing from since I was small. From since little. And then when I was like 13 or 14, I started writing songs. And around that same time, I discovered Chronic's music and Damian Marley and Coffee and the rest. And then this is just like running through everything because everything is so much. And after that, I eventually started to gravitate towards Coffee, and eventually I was inspired to launch out as an artist. Following her story and seeing that we are similar. And yeah.
Amy, my name is Sister Elise. Let me ask you this. We're going to get into how you came into reggae. But before that, because I don't know anything at all about you, can I find out a little bit about the village that you lived in Trinidad, and what was the music that you were listening to then before you met up on Chronics and the Jamaican artists?
So Superior is a pretty cool area. It's like countryside compared to like the capital, which is Port of Spain. Very mellow. Before, you know, Chronics and Protege and all those people, I would have to listen to whoever was listening, whatever in my home. So that would be my brother, my sister, and my mom. At the time, my mom, she would have the radio on the gospel station all the time. And my brother, he would be listening old school dancehall all the time. That would be like Buju Banton, Papa San, Sizzler, you name it. And my sister, she would be listening back then what was the new school dancehall, which would be like Vibes Cartel and Popcorn. Yeah.
So what's the music of your native land?
Soca and Calypso.
But I don't hear you talk nothing about soca. You don't listen to soca?
Not as much as dancehall, no.
Okay.
I don't dislike it.
Right.
It's great, but personally, it's not my preferred genre to listen to.
Okay, I hear you.
So tell us about, you said you grew up also in the church. I read where it said you grew up in the church. Tell us about your experiences in church as far as the music went.
When I was about, let's say about 12 or so, I started singing in church. Not like involved too much with the choir, but more like solos. So like my pastor would put me to sing solos like once in a while in church. And I was always around music because I would be like in a practice session and so I'd always be around music in church. And I'm still involved in church. And growing up, I could definitely say that being in church really played a part in me becoming an artist today.
Beauregard, I don't know if it's a Caribbean thing, but you realize that most people got their first platform in church?
Yes.
And it seems like this is no different here. In Trinidad. Yeah. Nice. This I think it's a Caribbean thing. Or a black people thing. I do sure is.
I think it's a black people thing because
I think so too.
I don't even hear like rappers talking about
True.
being church.
True.
Like Kanye West, who is not necessarily a Christian rapper, would say, but
right.
It all starts in church for most black people.
Right.
And listening to your music today, I can hear the influence as to, where you mention a lot about, your spirituality and connection with God in your music.
Yeah.
So the church has definitely done a lot of influence for you.
Yeah.
You know what is interesting though, Beauregard? Sometimes you listen to even just in the dance hall, any dancehall artist, and I'm dropping him like a God every now
Yeah,
and then,
man.
still, no matter, even if I gun him just a sing about him, say God carry him through. You understand me? You understand me? So yeah, it's we that.
True indeed. Tell us about your brother and the influence that he had on you, because you also said that your brother, when you were in church and you heard the choir rehearsing, that it reignited something that you heard when you were younger from your brother listening to music.
Yeah. So me and my brother were close, and for some reason, like I just have like of all my musical memories in the past, like the thing that I remember most is hearing reggae and dancehall from my brother. And it's only as I start music and I looking back at, okay, who is Amy? Where did I come from musically? It's then like these things start to stand out that, my brother was really the one from way back when playing dancehall and reggae that really started it for me. And, when I was in Form 3, like my bio says, I discovered my school, they were rehearsing for this annual competition called Sandfest, and they were singing, they were rehearsing Icon by Chronix. And when I heard that song, I was like, what song is that? Like, I never heard that song before. All this time I've been hearing Chronix music, but I did not know that it was the Chronix. And I went home. Actually, we didn't have Wi-Fi at home. The next place that I was at that had Wi-Fi, I just went on MP3 Juices, type in Chronix, and download his whole catalog. And from there, it was like that as well as coffee, obviously later on. But that was like the start of lighting adding kerosene to a flame that was there before.
What was it that was so exciting for you when you heard Chronix's music, and then later on you got into the others, the proteges, those that are the young ones who are very popular? What it is that grabbed you?
Back then, I can't say what exactly it was, but now as I grow older, I know for sure that Chronix as an artist, I see a lot of myself, as in not Amy the artist alone, but Naomi fully individual. I see a lot of myself, I hear a lot of myself in his music. Back then, it was just sonically pleasing, but now I know it's because I see and hear a lot of myself within him. Like, for example, like Chronix, you could tell that he is rebellious in a good way, of course. And he doesn't follow the trend at all. Like the world could be doing, they could be going right, and that's actually the wrong way, but he could choose to go left, and that is who I am as an individual.
Good. So you have a little bit of rebel in you.
Yeah.
Probably a lot, but
as well, the fact that he is very conscious, and I would say spiritual.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Nice. Amy, tell us about how the career is going thus far. What's the feedback you have been getting with your music? Some of the places you have been performing.
I've been getting a lot of support, support. So far, I've been performing in like little gospel events I'd say in the country, yeah, of course, but like in my area, like close to my area, so it'd be like San Fernando, which is close to Siparia, Point Fortin, which is also close to Siparia. Yeah, and in churches. I haven't gone anywhere outside as yet to perform, but I'm grateful for the opportunity so far, and I just look forward to more.
Speaking about looking forward to more, what are some of the places that you hope to visit in the near future?
Definitely Jamaica. I'd like to go to the UK and France and the whole of the Caribbean.
Why France? What is it about France?
I like the fashion.
Yeah. Yes. You know, you speak a lot about coffee. Obviously, you love coffee. And who are some other female artists, whether dancehall or reggae, who you gravitate to, who you see yourself in, who you like them style?
I'd say Lila Ike. Yeah.
Right. You seem to love rebels.
Yeah, Lila Ike and Coffee.
What is it about both artists that you like?
The positivity, the positive approach, and sharing love through music, if that makes sense. And not just, and they don't do what is popular. You know, like some people will jump into music and they be like, I want to do dancehall because it's popular, and I want to sing a bunch of girl tunes and gunman tunes because I'll make money, but they're not really about that. And I am a person just like that, so I really admire that about them.
You know, I listened to Beauregard actually sent me 2 songs, right? Champion and Purpose. And what I love about them is that your spirituality comes out without knocking us over. And you know, I really love that. And I'm supposing that this is what attracts you to some of these youngsters also. So when you do a song, when you sing a song, what's your intention? When you write a song, what's your intention and who are you really writing for?
I always keep the youth, young people in mind, particularly those in my region and not just the world, but Trinidad and Tobago, because like I realized that a lot of the music that they gravitate to, the young people in my region, well, Trinidad, is what we call Trinidad, just like the Trinidad version to Jamaican trap dancehall. And I find the messages, you know, it don't uplift the young people and it don't give life to them. So I tend to keep them and how I can help them, you know, or positively influence or impact them through music. I keep that in the back of my mind when writing music. And sometimes it's just divine inspiration and I just run with it.
Nice, beautiful.
Doing what's not popular might be the fight of your life, Amy. Are you ready to take on that battle?
Yeah.
Have you ever considered that doing what's not popular might be your niche also? And that may be what creates the kind of momentum that you're looking for.
Recently, I started thinking about that. Like I was just like I posted a lot of videos like some weeks ago. And I realized that I've been receiving a lot of positive feedback and people have been saying things like in my country, that this is the kind of music that they want to hear. This is the kind of music that they need compared to hearing the one set of gunman tunes and girl tunes all over. I think that this could possibly be my niche and a lane that I should look at attacking, if that makes sense.
Makes a lot of sense.
You know, in your bio, Amy, you said that you're here to let that light shine. You're here to be that light that shines out of the darkness. In today's society, what are some of the things that you consider the darkness?
I'd say anything that goes against the will and law of God. For example, something as simple as lying. They would say, tell a white lie, a fib, a lie is a lie is a lie, and it's just a lie. It have no white lie, no red lie.
No color.
Yeah. And they just normalize things that simply go against the will and law of God. So I just want to show what is right from wrong. And lying is one of the examples of the darkness.
Nice. We're going to take a commercial break, and I'm sure Beauregard will come back to the interview with another one of your songs, all right?
Yes.
Okay.
She says she's a little about Talawa, Mama Kelly.
You know, I'm noticing. Oh, boy. That's so Jamaican.
Yeah, I tell you.
Nice. Beautiful.
Wow. Tell us about this song, Amy. How did this song come about, and who's your champion?
So my sister, she works in the ambulance service here in Trinidad, and she's also a single parent. So with work and having a child and adult responsibilities, sometimes it does become a lot for her. And one day she was looking really low, and I was like, why are you looking sulky, sulky? So, and she was explaining she was feeling kind of depressed, and I didn't like the sound of that, and I was trying my best to encourage her to help her feel better. And she went to work, and I was about to write a song, and I just was feeling how she was feeling based on what she told me. And I just took how I was feeling and transferred it into the song as an encouragement to people who feel like my sister was feeling, and yeah, to help them feel better about their situation.
Beautiful.
Nice.
Yeah.
You
And
know-
my champion is my mother.
Nice.
Beautiful. You know, Beauregard mentioned a line in the song. This is easily my favorite song. I love them both. I love them all. But this is my favorite song because I think it would resonate a lot in the Jamaican community. However,
Yeah.
I really do believe that. Beauregard mentioned a line in your song, Little But Talawa. The question I want to ask you, when we first heard you, the comment was that you sound Jamaican. But when you're talking, I get the Trini, right? But when you're singing or when you're doing your DJ, you sound Jamaican. Is this intentional or is it just coincidental?
I think from since I started singing, it's like I should just go and speak with the patois and the twang and everything. It's not like I'm doing it to attract a Jamaican audience or people who probably have the similar Jamaican accent. It just automatic.
You know, Amy, Jamaica just celebrated our 60th independence, and I know Trinidad is
Yes.
getting ready to celebrate their independence as well at the end of the month. But my favorite line in that song is, "In your heart, you're a lion." Yeah, you know, in August, a Leo month, and the lion them out. So thank you for putting that line in the song.
Sure,
You're welcome.
No, I mean, you couldn't left out that part there.
And my birthday is in August.
Oh,
so I'm a
goodness.
Leo, I'm a lion.
And Jamaica too.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Great song. But this song, Amy, I definitely had this song for my hit pick of the week here in the tri-state area in New York. And, you know, the hit pick of the week is one of those songs that you encourage people to listen to, and, you know, just a song that you have a lot of faith in. And that song was definitely my hit pick of the week a couple of weeks back.
Okay, and I'm really
Thank you.
hoping that Beauregard will send me that one, because in the space where I am, we need that kind of encouragement that you just spoke about, that you wrote it for your sister. We always need that kind of encouragement. Something that
Yeah.
I noticed, and it is even more evident in your video. We're Caribbean people. We're one people. But there is just something familiar about the way you express yourself and the way you look, Amy. And then when I saw you on the video, yeah, and
The article.
yeah, she article. We're she definitely article Beauregard, and
What does that mean?
woo, you cool, you know.
Yeah, your roots.
Roots. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Speaking about the video, though, looking at some of the scenes in the video, was it intentional for the people that you chose to speak to and sing to in the video, and just a regular person on the street, letting them know that they are a champion, giving them a word of encouragement?
Yeah, everything was intentional. Like before we set out to actually record the video, like I sent the concept to the videographer, and then the day of the actual shoot, everything just fell into place exactly as we wanted it, and even better for the video.
Nice.
Well, when you look at videos like that, we really are one people. And it is so evident. And, we just want to big up the Bridge 99 FM and Irie Jam Radio for not just recognizing that, but underlining that and running with that. Because I don't think we have done that sufficiently so far. So, big up yourself, Bridge. Big up yourself, Irie Jam Radio, for having that as a mandate.
Right. Amy, what can we look forward to? Is there an EP or an album in the works?
I'm still contemplating to do one or two album or not next year, but if I really do one, it would be late next year.
Okay.
But for now, just singles.
Nice. Mama Kelly?
Well, just to say that, your songs are catchy. We feel your energy. And please don't forget that word, article, because if you're going to keep doing reggae music, you're going to have to know what article means. Because if a guy come to you and say, boy, hear me, there, article, just say thank you. All right? That's all you need to say. All right?
Yes.
How can people get stream your music and follow you on social media platforms? Where do they go?
So my YouTube channel is Original Amy. That is Original AMI. All social media platforms, matter of fact, is Original Amy, Original AMI. And in terms of streaming platforms like Apple, Spotify, Deezer, etc., it's just Amy, AMI. All caps, that is.
I love your name. I love your name, and I love how you spell it. It's different. It's
Yes.
It will sell you well.
Rebellious again.
Well, Amy, it was a pleasure having you on the bridge today and on Irie Jam Radio. We just want to wish you all the best, especially with the music. You're doing great music, and I'll continue to play them here. I'm sure Mama Kelly's going to play them there in Jamaica. And you know that DJs all over the world, they should just get on board and just start to give you some support, because I know what's coming and I see it.
And you have to remember who really started this ball rolling. You can't forget them things there. 'Cause if you forget, you do an article.
Yeah,
Yes,
I didn't say that.
You see?
I didn't say that.
Yes.
I must. I can't forget my brother, Shaka Pro, the producer behind all the songs that you've been hearing from me so far is a guy called Shaki Charles, who goes by Shaka Pro from my country, and he is the one who really, I would say, started get the ball rolling for me,
Nice.
musically.
Right.
So I have to big him up. Have to.
Yep, you forget Borgard, I want big up to you, 'cause
Yeah, man.
Yes.
Mama Kelly, me know says a good young lady and she know what I go on.
What?
I asked her for a dub plate, right?
Right?
And she texts me back and say,
What?
she said, which old school rhythm you want it?
Aye!
Right, that's how she win me right, that's how Mama Kelly, because some people now ask you that.
Don't you?
They just do anything and send, and she just like,
Some
which
seasoned entertainer now ask you that.
Yeah, she said which old school rhythm, which means she knows what I go on, Mama
Yeah,
Kelly.
man.
She have the thing
Yeah,
in
man.
mind and she up to date with her, even though she's young and she just came into the business and just getting her career started. But seems like she's doing her research and her homework.
Nice, we feel Amy.
Yeah, man.
Let's read this one as our listeners bless you up. This one says, bless up to all the layer of August. you notice how quiet me read that part. So I load up the rest. So. More power to the young daughter Amy. Keep your light shining, my sister. One day it will resonate with others, and that's coming from wise words. And thank you very much for that encouragement. And I see my friends sending a lot of pictures of you. You're so easy to promote. Easy to promote because you're real.
Mm-hmm.
Have to be yourself, can't be nobody else. Original Amy for a reason,
All right, see it there.
Nice. Anybody want to send a shout out to Amy and big up?
I believe my sister is listening, so I'd like to big up my sister Leah Magwandine. And again, my brother Shaka Pro and Killer Boo for the forward, and what's your name again?
Mama Elise Kelly.
Mama, right.
Right. I love your hair. Don't do holy panna too much when you get popular, do you know? Me I beg you do. Because no. Are yours, but you can do what you want to do. But it's just my opinion. It's just so beautiful.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's it for now.
Yeah, man. Mummy, send a shout out to Mummy.
My Elise?
Yes, man.
You understand part why you know. You hear the man say. The man say.
Now I just showed you, but I'll big you up again because you facilitating me.
No, but send a shout out to Mummy, your mother, your mom.
Oh, my mommy. Yes. She's not listening.
It don't matter.
Big up.
It don't matter.
Everything starts with Mummy, you know?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
And if you notice,
if
you notice when you're listening to especially Jamaican artists, but I'm sure just Caribbean people generally, big want to say hello to my mother, and whether she's listening.
Yeah. Every day I have to big up my mom because she is, the one day one supporter and fan. Like
Yeah,
even
man.
before I started expressing that I wanted to be an artist, she would be home when I would put in my flash drive on the TV and just writing songs and making a whole set of noise. She'd be there and cheering me on. If she had to get a pot and a spoon, she'd be doing that. So
Nice,
I have to
nice.
big up mommy.
Beautiful. This one was a good one, Beauregard. A beautiful one. Really enjoyed this interview.
I did also,
Yes.
definitely.
Same here.
And thanks for introducing her to us.
No problem, Mama Kelly. Thank you, Amy, for the great music.
Yes, for sure.
Can we
Alright.
seal off with Champion?
Definitely.
All
Definitely.
right.
All right.
So bless up the Irie Jam Radio listeners.
And to the Bridge 99 FM listeners, big up on yourself. Everybody in Trinidad, everybody in Guyana, everybody all over the Caribbean, bless up.
See himself. It is now 12:55 and a half. This is how we say so long. We're going to say so long with Amy's song Champion, and I'm sure we're going to be hearing it a lot more. Want to say enough respect again to the Irie Jam Radio listeners, all those who are in the tri-state listening, bless up yourself. We've been getting so much response from the people in the tri-state who are constantly listening to the bridge. Bless up yourself. Bless up those who were on the program today. I want to say send a big shout out to Gashwayne Hudson, our digital illustrator and animator, and of course bless up Amy, this young native Trinidadian. And this is how we say so long. Art full of love.